Yo, how's it going there, everybody? Welcome back to the Crypto Bliss Monday evening spotlight show. What are we expecting for the week or the strong ahead? And what are we about to experience? Guys, make sure to stay tuned for this entire live session because I can guarantee you are going to want to see what it is that I have to show you with one very, very particular chart right at the end of this video. And we are going to go ballistic when we see that chart because literally this is the time that the most abundance will fall onto our hands, into our families, into our laps, if you have prepared yourself and your families. Now, enough of getting you so excited. Stay tuned because we are going to just fill your hearts and souls with very, very simple information. We're going to have a look at a little bit of charts in between here and there, and we're just going to have some fun here today. So welcome back to the Crypto Bliss Show. You guys see, I've been back on my action with you guys. I've been doing crazy great videos for you once again over the last couple days and been enjoying doing them. Do not miss out. I'm going to leave it pinned in the link above. This video right here. You want to see Mr. Jamie Dimon has been caught deceiving you about your Bitcoin because he is currently buying. We recently had the spot ETF filings as per regulations. Currently received now at the end of the quarter. And what happened? Well, guess what? JP Morgan has been buying some Bitcoin while meanwhile Jamie Dimon is telling you it's all worth absolutely zero. So the story is such a saga. It continues and it's going to continue to be dramatized. Now, if you guys want to make sure that you aren't missing out on my crypto gaming videos, check these out. You don't want to miss out. There is crazy, crazy alpha in those videos. And then, of course, here, I'm pretty confident you guys know exactly what that logo is. What a cool video I did for you guys over there. Go check it out. I'll leave all of those pinned in the comments. Make sure to use my Bybit link down below. Get yourself up to $30,000 deposit bonus right here with me. And let's get to the content today, guys. Why economists are warning us of another banking US crisis. We are possibly expecting another US banking crisis. Now, guys, this article was already from 26th of February 24. It's already 3 months old. Just keeping that in mind that I read this to you right now. So, the U.S. Central Bank Reserve will end the Bank Funding Program, BTFP, a year after it began in response to failures of regional banks Signature, Silvergate, and Silicon Valley. These banks were brought down by customers withdrawing deposits en masse because both because many were tech or crypto businesses that needed money to cover losses and because there were better savings rates available elsewhere. So, Silicon Valley Bank closed by regulators. FDIC takes control. And, this damages the bank's profitability at a time when raised interest rates had already weakened their balance sheets by reducing the value of the holdings in the government bonds. Silvergate failed first, but Silicon Valley's banks collapsed on March 10 was particularly memorable. It triggered a bank run by announcing it needed to raise capital after being forced to sell bonds at a loss. So why would you throw money into a sinking like a pit, like a bottomless pit? You wouldn't. And that's why nothing came up for Signature. But we are going to have a little bit of a look at some of this. And what is BTFP? So BTFP is basically where the banks decide whether they decide whether Bank Term Funding Program. So they decide whether the lending versus the interest rates at the time versus the quantity on your balance sheet considers you to essentially be liquid or non-liquid, and hence some of the banks failed. So we're going to talk about one or two of those banks that did fail in a couple articles down the line, so make sure to stay tuned for all of that. But anyways, Most importantly, before I carry on, how was everybody's Mother's Day with their mothers? If you have a mother and are fortunate to have a mother, I would love to know from you down in the comments below with a big juicy heart how your time was with your mother. I had an incredible time from a distance because my mother's down in Cape Town, but I had an incredible time with my partner's mother, my mother, some of my stepmothers, and all kinds of cool things, guys. You don't know much about me at all, and maybe one day we'll do a video on that. But for now, let's draw back to why we're seeing what the economists are predicting here could be one of the biggest collapses in history. But are they bluffing, or are you and I going to call their bluff? I'm going to show you some evidence later on in this live stream that may make you believe just that. So quantitative tightening is, well, essentially what happens is it's the opposite of QE, which is printing of money or increasing the ceiling on the dollar. And basically quantitative tightening is drawing money back into the dollar and essentially raising interest rates at the same time. So it's a whole bunch of stuff, but it involves selling bonds and other assets and removing the proceeds from the financial system. So in other words, what they're telling us is that they're trying to do what crypto does, because doesn't this actually sound like a burn mechanism in crypto, right? This involves selling bonds and other assets and removing the proceeds from the financial system. Where do the proceeds then go if they're removed from the financial system? I wonder. I don't know. Are they put into somebody's pocket? Is it a bunch of brown envelopes? Who flipping knows where it goes? But all I can say is that in this video, you will see for yourself that the story of the wealthy getting wealthier is happening. And if you are not positioned to accumulate some of this mass wealth and abundance that is literally showering upon us as we speak, and we are about to get waterfalls upon us, my goodness me, you are going to remain poor and unhappy for the rest of your life. And I don't want that for you, and I don't want that for me and my family. I want absolute abundance and greatness. So that's why you guys subscribe to my channel, and truly I hope you actually enjoy watching my channel. So if you do, you know what to do. Leave some love. Some love is good. Yeah. Thank you, guys. All right. So, okay, let's exit. Oh no, that was my main article. I wanted to show you that, but that was Silicon Valley Bank (SVB) that collapsed just over a year ago. And essentially, what happened in that is that SVB, most of the people started just taking the liquidity out, pulling it out. That causes a massive, massive bank run. But the interesting thing about when that bank run actually happened was literally at the pinnacle point for the entire banking system. And in this video, I'm going to show you why I specifically titled this, "What are we doing next in crypto?" Because if you still haven't positioned yourself in crypto, and if you still haven't positioned yourself in such a way that you can benefit from what we are about to experience, because these guys right here are literally about to start QE again. And if you miss this opportunity, you have to wait another 4 years minimum, maybe even longer. Okay, because perhaps the cycles might be going through longer pumps, but longer depreciations also. This is, or depressions. Depreciation, depression. So, with that being said, I want to go and show you a number of very, very beautiful articles before I give you some more charting analysis. Now, before I do that, please make sure you guys are absolutely subscribed to my Twitter page over here. I have been pumping. I have been posting stuff for you. I've been sharing other people's stuff as well. This is the point of X. This is the point of crypto, is to share sharing. Now, this is the life that they sell you, but that's not the life you want. And trust me, guys, I mean, I haven't had all of this stuff, but I can tell you right now, I have had this, and nothing in the world can give you, none of this can give you what this can give you. This is life. This is absolute life. So if you like that, come check that out. Now, before I carry on, I just want to go through a few things that I've been sharing with you here on my Twitter page, because, you know, this is Bitcoin, 40 years of work. So since 1970, boom, 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 all the way up to here. And actually, we're all the way down up over here right now. So this thing is probably on cruised. And this was the inception, essentially, of Bitcoin. So I don't know where the rest of this is, but it's pretty cool. I love it. We are literally in a time. So let me know what your thoughts are about this post here. J.K. Rowling sends out a message. I don't understand Bitcoin. Please explain it to me. Bradley Swenson, Citizen Bitcoin, replying to J.K. Rowling. Voldemort equals central banking and Harry equals Bitcoin. I freaking love it, guys. I absolutely love it. And, you know, if you are not paying attention to where we're at right now in the space, I don't know. I don't know what you're doing, but I need you to come and draw back to your special moments here, because the charts that I'm about to show you are going to freak you out in excitement if you are prepared. So, Brad Garlinghouse sees the SEC losing against crypto in the long run, calls enforcement actions speed bumps. Completely agree with that, 100%. And I must say, the SEC have completely and utterly overstepped their regulatory authority and their boundaries. And there's a beautiful universal energy called karma, or however you pronounce it, whatever it is. But the SEC is going to experience insane amounts of karma that is going to create multiple speed bumps for them, and possibly down the line create a, I don't know, who knows? Maybe the SEC might be shut down. Maybe its position might change. Maybe its regulatory authority oversight could possibly change too, because of the nature of blockchain. Blockchain is literally about to become the #1 extremity on this beautiful planet. Why do I say that? Well, I've shown you a few articles, and I showed you that cypherpunks here. But blockchain has been developed since here. As you guys can see here, if I can click on this for you guys, ever since like the early 70s, we've actually had multiple cryptographic digital cash products being produced. Now, what does that mean? Well, okay, here you go. So all the way down here, we had the first one. There's been multiple. There's some failed, some of them survived, but essentially what you want to see is we see cryptography coming in like 76, excuse me. Then we see public keys as identities. Then we see a digital cash from David Chong. And then what we see is privacy. Then proof of work, early 90s. Okay, this is stuff that, I mean, most people don't even know squat about. I mean, I don't even know as much as I believe I know. Okay, cybercash was then invented in kind of 93, 94. Okay, then the NSA, how to make a mint, appeared in kind of 96, and e-gold also in 96. Then smart contracts from Nick Szabo, who definitely, if you watched Crypto BitBoy, well done for getting your own name back, even though it's V2. This here, Mr. Nick Szabo, could possibly have helped a number of these unfold during its time, and could be one of the contributors to essentially the peer-to-peer network, and essentially part of Satoshi Nakamoto, who could either be one individual or a group of people who are sworn to secrecy about Bitcoin and developing it. Who knows? What do you guys believe about that down below? Let me know your thoughts about that. But essentially, as you can see here, Helfini, kind of 2000 and 2004. And then boom, Julian Assange, WikiLeaks, Lehman bankruptcy, Satoshi Nakamoto, Bitcoin peer-to-peer comes out as the banking financial system starts to crash. Guys, isn't that ironic? Isn't that freaking ironic? Because even though Satoshi Nakamoto, Bitcoin, a peer-to-peer electronic cash system, came out in October 31, 2008. Lehman bankruptcy was in 2008 as well. That literally happened in like May or June or July or something like that. And then a couple of months later, Bitcoin is out. That means somebody must have been developing it from all of this previous knowledge and group efforts to build these blockchain infrastructures of cryptography, digital cash, proof of work, smart contracts, peer-to-peer networks, privacy networks, all kinds of things, guys. And then Satoshi Nakamoto, Bitcoin launched January 3rd, 2009. And that's how Bitcoin was born. And guess what, guys? Today, Bitcoin is worth a ton of money, like $1.5 trillion market cap. And this is just the beginning, let alone what we have to see, what comes from building on Bitcoin and the Bitcoin network. So let's tackle in some of the rest of the articles. Mark Cuban also happens to agree with Brad Garlinghouse and myself, says Gary Gensler and the SEC are trying to destroy crypto with impossible regulation rules. Guys, if this happens, we are going to see a crypto war. And that is the war between crypto and the world of finances. And make no mistake that a lot of the millionaires that believe in crypto, all right, and especially Bitcoin, Michael Saylor is one of those as the example, will be there to support the war of Bitcoin. And guess what? The war of Bitcoin isn't a war fought with guns. I'm sure you've heard the saying go, World War I happened, World War II happened, World War III, which we are currently and apparently in, which, yes, there's a little bit of small wars happening in the Middle East, but the real World War III would be fought with no weapons. And guess what? Bitcoin is that weapon. And Bitcoin and the people will win. And why is that? Because Bitcoin was created for the people, by people, to make abundance for the people against the financial burdened system. Now, guys, I'm not going to go to the US debt clock. You already know the US is in a ton of shit and a ton of debt, and it ain't going anywhere. They're going to continue to print themselves out into nowhere. Where? Nothing. And this is the article that I want to share with you. This is just one particular, because I wanted to give you a little bit of a bearish stance as well. And just, I have spoken about these particular levels previously, and I'll show you what those levels look like in my charts when I do those just now. So if you are still with me, make sure to smash the thumbs up, because that would be truly appreciated. So top analyst issues Bitcoin warning, says BTC at risk of flashing ginormous signs of weakness. Yes, maybe temporarily for like another 15-20% correction. And Don Alt believes that if we close a candle below the 61K level, we could go down to 50K. Now, yes, this is just the bearish scenario. This was kind of the complacency bounce off the range, and we start losing it again. I doubt that's going to happen. And why I say that, and just simply looking at this chart right now. Okay, this is a shoulder. That is a head. That is a shoulder. I already said to you guys, this was forming a long time ago. It's undoubtedly, and I'm going to show you why, and I'm going to prove to you why right now, that we have bounced off of this very beautiful support. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20 times already, and we have not yet broken it. And sometimes people say the harder you knock on something, the quicker it's going to break. Well, guess what? It hasn't done that yet. For me, I have a different perspective and a different observation. And just make sure you note this, that this is my perception. That because we're bouncing on this level, it's finding structure. It's finding support on an area that it hasn't been at very much at all. That is okay. And that is normal in any chart, not just Bitcoin, but any chart. Okay. Now, the likelihood here is that we find the strong support, because if you zoom out of the daily and pull this into the weekly, we actually have this forming a shoulder, this forming a head, and then we would have to have a little bit of a shoulder pattern forming over here. So for me, we could still be ranging for a little while. Do I believe we're going to go below the 60,311 level? No. Okay. And I'm going to give you my conviction now. We will very likely range between 75 and the 61K level for a few months possibly. Guys, just remember, we're in May, and generally people sell in May and go away. Okay. So crypto spring is coming up very, very soon. And right now, I'm going to show you exactly why. So, all right, let's tackle some of these very, 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 very beautiful charts here, because you guys are going to find this very interesting. I hope you guys are enjoying this. If you are, make some noise on the channel, Let me know down in the comments below if there's something that you want to actually have a little bit of a look at. And if you're just enjoying this, cruising here, sipping some wine, having a beer, having a joint, whatever, love you all. Smash the thumbs up. All right. Now, I want to show you just one chart. In fact, let me go show you this before I do go anywhere. So these are the banks, guys. The banks are definitely something's going to happen. There's been brewing happening, whether you like it or not. This article was from the first of the third month, so March. If one mega bank collapses, the US economy goes with it. Should we have more? The four universal mega banks that now dominate the economy are JP Morgan Chase. Isn't that ironic that this man, Jamie Dimon, okay, Mr. Jamie Dimon, continues to lie to you about Bitcoin, okay, and I'm going to show you he's lying to you outright. And you people trust these kinds of people, okay, the bankers, or rather the banksters. Now, Bank of America, Citigroup, and Wells Fargo have significantly grown. Do I believe any of these guys are going to fail? Very unlikely. Okay. However, doesn't mean one of the other larger banks couldn't fail and draw down and drop down a number of the other banks that are related and connected to it. So, with that being said, I just want to share with you, you need to have a view of where the industry is headed in order to come up with wise decisions on blocking or permitting a particular merger, said Daniel Tarullo, who wrote a tougher rule book for big banks in the wake of 28 financial crisis as the Fed's regulatory chief under President Barack Obama. This dude. Okay, so I like it. I think it's good that there's strict policy, but really what we're seeing here is just epicness. Okay, so what they're basically saying here is that if one of these larger banks don't allow one of the other larger, smaller banks to collapse, but instead do some sort of merger, one of these big banks mergers, in other words, that's another way of saying buys them out. In other ways, some dude gets fucking bucket loads of billions and they get just about a free company, okay, to allow more printing of money to come in. Which essentially, guys, this man, I feel sorry for him, man. I feel sorry for him. Although the foolishness of him to continue to speak like this to the public and lie to the public and defend in an honorable way the flag of the United States of America. And I'm not American. Okay, so to all my American people, I can only imagine how you feel. Okay, this man and his cronies and Gary Gensler are continuously trying to crush crypto. Okay, but it ain't working. And I'm going to show you why in a few moments. And don't go anywhere, because if you're still here with me, you're going to want to see this chart in a moment. So let's tap into this very, very wonderful and incredible Bitcoin chart right here, right now. Before I do that, I want to show to you this very particular chart from the Scalping Pro, Mags Crypto. I love this dude, and I'm going to show you a few charts that align very perfectly with this chart right here, right now. First of all, the MACD started going green all the way here when we had the crossover of the blue over the red line. That's a bullish cross. We're now confirming that bullish cross coming out of here. We got stronger buy. We've got a breakout on the RSI momentum indicator. We've had a bit of manipulation. This was a fake out, okay? But it created a head and shoulders pattern, an inverse head and shoulders. Think about it. Shoulder, head, shoulder, body. The body is essentially should be that level, and that's the breakout level. So here is the expected expansion zone, and this is an accumulation zone that we're currently in. So I have been accumulating Bitcoin even in this area. Bitcoin at $62,000 is still very, 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 very cheap, guys. Okay, if you guys know what it is that I've done in terms of videos and content on my channel, what I've been sharing with you over the years that I've been with you, the 4.5 years that I've been here with you guys, I'm going to show you right now. You already know that these charts are the best possible charts that you could be watching here for yourself. And Mr. Mags Crypto knows exactly what he's talking about here when he draws these kinds of things. So let's draw back into our 1 or 2 charts that I want to share with you now. So, obviously we've been experiencing like instability in the markets at the moment. So with the instability comes patience, and with patience comes profit, and with profit, with patience comes reward, and with reward, your reward will be your profit through your patience. So have patience in this market. Don't be fooled, because just zooming out, when in doubt, zooming out. If you invested in Bitcoin all the way down here, and you are all the way up here right now, you invested in Bitcoin at like a few cents, okay? And it's now all the way up at $62,000. Hence me saying to you that $62,000 continues to still be cheap as chips. Now, I want to show you something here on my indicators and the reason why I'm going to share with you a number of my beautiful charts here. So let's just make sure those are all set and ready for us. But right now we can see here, PMO is called, the indicator is called the price moving oscillator. Okay, so I'm down over here. All right, price moving price momentum oscillator, excuse me, price momentum oscillator. So we've had, I just want to zoom out here. The reason I zoomed out for us is because here was the halving, okay? At that halving, we made a rally up. Oh, look at that move up, okay? Then we had a drawdown, boom. And then we had a pickup at halving. Look what happened. We had this mass, and this little blip in the price moving oscillator was this. This was COVID. This was the COVID pump. And wait till I show you what happened with the COVID pump. And wait till you see what's about to happen. So stay tuned, because I guarantee you are going to see this. Okay. All right. So now, then next, what happens is, okay, boom. I think it was here somewhere, actually. Yeah, April there as well. Yeah, so April, okay, look at our momentum oscillator. We're just getting started. And this little tiny little blip was barely anything. Yes, it's coming a little bit lower, okay? But we still have quite a way to get up there, okay? Or do we actually see this thing like really rage up now and pump because of all the other fundamental indicators that we are continuing to, as I've already done with you, these are my potential targets over the next little while. And even if it breaks out of that, my actual target is $300. So that's one that I wanted to share with you. Let's go and see if we can have a look at a couple others. Right now, sorry guys, I'm not sure why this is continuing to do this. Let's see here. So anyways, guys, I know that you know these charts, so let's let them have a little bit of loading today. In right here, Bitcoin chart, I would like to say to you that we are essentially coming out of a very, very strong pattern here. Guys, yeah, I hope you love this. I hope you love this. This is one of the very, very, very most important charts that I wanted to share with you. Obviously, we're having a little bit of an issue here with the loading, and I'm not sure why. So apologies for that, my beautiful Cryptopians. Alrighty. Now I've got nothing here. Okay, one shot. What's the next one? Give me the next one. Okay, this is now getting out of hand. Alright, my internet's fine. So what is using too much resources? Well, that's why. Page officially unresponsive. Okay, we'll get onto this in a moment. When it does actually load, it will load. But, okay. Wait, I'm saying wait. I want to wait. I want to wait. Wait. Dun. Da. Okay, let's do this, guys. Let's make this easier. Let's go here. And let's go see it. Alright, guys. I'm not sure what on earth is going on here. Okay, something's happening. My gosh, sorry guys. Thank you for your patience. Okay, so here is another chart of the Bitcoin that I want to share with you. And I just want to give you a strong indication on the daily time frame here on this particular chart. I mean, look at Bitcoin way back when. I mean, look at how much it has just... Oh, wow, look at that, guys. Look at what I just noticed. So, sits in the zone and then pumps. Check it. Now it's in this zone and it's going to pump. Like crazy. Okay, so on the data frame, our PMO, our screen oscillator, is officially at the bottom. Just look. Just follow my vertical line. Okay? Let's start right. Bottom, pump. Bottom, pump. That wasn't quite the bottom. There you go. Bottom, pump. Bottom, pump. Bottom, pump. Bottom, pump. Bottom, pump. You see what I'm saying? So this is a very, very related. And actually what I want to show you really on this chart is if we look at if we get our stochastic RSI. So let's get our stochastic RSI. I want to just show you guys just very simply how to use indicators to calm yourself down a little bit as well. Okay, so now here is the stochastic. Look at how much more, excuse my French, fuck this is going to drive you nuts looking at this. Okay, trying to figure out, I mean, don't get me wrong, I use the stochastic RSI to make money in other ways. But I'm showing you, if you are considering looking at this from a flattened perspective, look at how this PMO really just averages out the price. And right now, when we are officially at the bottom end here, I mean, we're at the kind of even